I'm Katie. I'm so excited to do this interview with Aris. We are serious kindred spirits. His YouTube channel is so similar to mine. We go and we look at things and we're like, oh, look, a cat. Oh, look, that's pretty. So I'm really excited to have the chance to talk to you. And oh yes, we are both theater people. So if you're not interested in some silly theatricalness, then you can just go. Wait, will I include that?
I'm really excited to be here, Katie. Thank you so much for the invitation. This is the first time anyone is inviting me over to their channel to do anything like that. I've done a couple of interviews. My name is Aris Garantakis, and this is my YouTube channel's name. It's my name. And Aris comes from Aristotle, so you're pronouncing it perfectly. And yeah, I do have a little bit of Greek ancestry heritage.
A little bit. The fact that you're 100% Greek.
And then 100,000 years old, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I am 100% Greek. I'm. You can call me the Highlander. Yeah, I'm 100% Greek. I'm not born English or American, but I learned how to speak English this way, and it's fun. I've been on YouTube for a year and a couple of months now. I mean, more regularly. And you've been giving me great feedback. And we met through the No Small Creators group, and that was awesome. It's an awesome community.
Really is.
Thanks for having me, Kate.
So glad to have you here. So let's jump on in. What were your first theater experiences?
My first theater experiences.
I don't know what that was.
I started off in high school in a production of. I was playing Tony in West Side Story because they were doing a production of West Side Story, and my gym teacher, she said to me, "They're looking for actors. Why don't you go audition? You have a singing voice. You're in the choir. So why don't you go try it out? Have you tried theater?" I was like, "Theater? Me? Why? I mean, I never thought of it." And I just went and I tried, and they liked my singing voice, and they cast me as Tony, which was the lead part. And it was a crazy experience. After that, we did Little Shop of Horrors. I did Seymour, and then we did Bye Bye Birdie. That was my third one.
I don't know old musicals.
This is pretty old, at least by our standards. And then I graduated because that was like 3 years in a row. And when I graduated with the alumni drama club, we did, what was it? First it was Rent, which is awesome. And then we did We Will Rock You.
Oh, that's
so music by Queen. And that was crazy too. In Rent, I was Roger. No, I wasn't. I was in that one. I really enjoyed my part. I was the bad guy. I was Khashoggi.
I love to play the bad guy.
Yeah, me too. I was always getting cast as a good guy. It was terrible. No, it wasn't. It was great.
But there's this.
But yeah, that was.
And being a nice person in real life, but just letting it all out on stage.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Morton tried to get me into it, but then he found his own crew. So he bought me some dice for my birthday that I used like 4 times. Woo! Happy birthday to me. Yes, that is so cool. New bucket list. I want to sing Suddenly Seymour with you.
Oh, awesome! I'd love to do that.
I love to sing that. Morton and I both love to sing it. But he like when I hit one of these specific notes in there, he like does this face. It's like every time, and it makes my heart just swell. It's such a good. All right,
that's a great song.
Nobody.
After that, I
treated me kind. It doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be now.
Oh, I don't remember the lyrics. I can't remember the lyrics.
What was that? Only like 20 years ago. Come on.
Yeah, 23.
So yeah, you're just a few years older than me then. I graduated high school in 2004.
I graduated 2000.
2000. Yeah, just a few years older. Yeah. So weird. Time is weird, isn't it?
It feels weird to be, more than half my life away from that. Later I studied theater too. I
Oh,
went to
nice.
London to study music theater.
Cool.
And but I'm basically a voice actor. I mean, that's what I transitioned to during my life. What are your first theater experiences?
Well, my
And what have
theater
you?
experiences is completely different from any other actor. Well, except for people within my little community. Because so my very first one, we're going back to first grade. I was the narrator in The White Mitten. Um, I was the only one that learned my lines at 7 years old. But after that, it was a dry spell for a long time. I just didn't really get the opportunity to do much. I didn't do anything in middle school, junior, in high school. I didn't go to college. I did stuff in churches. I did like mimes and skits and dramas. I did a lot of those kinds of things. I still remember some of the like gestures. God so loved the world. Like some of them were really cool. I remember one where it was like everyone was like in slow motion at points and everybody had to like do things at the same time.
Okay, that's cool.
One of them I like got shot and I had to like fling my body back.
You had to get shot in a church play?
Yeah. Because someone was like, trying to get me to recant my faith. And I was like, no.
Sounds like an open church to me.
It was
open-minded.
Yeah. I don't know. But then when I was 19 years old, barely 19, I joined Covenant Players, which is a Christian theater company. And I traveled for 12, almost 13 years all over the world, 3 different continents, 24 different countries, and performed in English, German, French, and Swedish. And I got...
You speak all that?
Not anymore. My French is just, bye-bye. But I still remember some random lines from plays in French because I had to repeat them so many times. So they would come out of my mouth. So I would do plays, come off the stage, people would thank us for coming and start speaking French to me. And I'd be like, merci, merci. I don't understand what you're saying. Like, how can you not understand what you just performed in French? I learned my lines. I got over 500 different roles.
Wow.
I don't know where my book is. I don't have it. I have this book because the founder of the ministry wrote over 3,500 plays. So, and they ranged between like 20 seconds and an hour and a half with different kinds of casts and configurations. So I got more than one role in different plays. Like I played the mom.
20-second parts.
Yeah. Or like the play was just like a half a page.
Okay.
Or it was like 3 pages, or it was like 20 pages. So it was a lot of work. Wow. And not only were we performing, we were booking our calendar for the upcoming tour. It was arranged in 4.5-month tours. So we worked and lived and ate and slept and worked with our team, which was 3 to 4 people for 4.5 months at a time, living out of suitcases, going from place to place to place.
Wow. Yeah. And traveling from place to place, it must have been like a very tiring, taxing, but also very fulfilling experience.
It was great.
It sounds so interesting.
I would not trade those experiences. And I also met my husband through it. I met him in Germany. So that's how an American and a Swede gets together.
And I through talking to you, I realized we have so much in common. Like our theater background, our YouTube channel. We both have 2 kids, and it's crazy. It feels so good to be speaking to you.
And we would never find each other or people like us without YouTube. I just am so passionate. I just love YouTube so much that it makes it possible to bring people who are similar in ways they never would have thought.
True. I never expected that to happen either. It's pretty much everything has been a very lonely process for me.
Mhm.
Especially, voice acting is very lonely on its own. And I've never had a real community of people except for maybe my union, but which is, it's wonderful people. But
Mhm.
it's not so much a community where, well, we're all a little bit antagonistic to one another because we are competing against each other in
Mhm.
order to get jobs. So you always get the feeling that we're helping each other in the sense that we're promoting our own well-being, but it stops at a certain level. While here, there is absolutely no competition because whoever watches your video can watch my video too, and it's not like your life against mine.
Yeah. Oh man,
So this is like,
I've never in my entire 34 years experienced a competition with art. Like in Covenant Players, we were a total family community. And when one person was, we had this thing called Banquet, where people would be recognized for spiritual growth, for personal service, for specific roles. And when anybody was recognized, everyone would just be really happy for them. And it was such a neat thing. So it's a little scary for me to imagine what it would be like in a world where people actually compete. Are you familiar with the MBTI, Myers-Briggs personality things?
no.
I'm ENFP, extrovert, intuitive, introverted thinking. Um, I don't remember. Feeling is a big one. So it's like, are you introverted or extroverted? Do you uh, are you judging? Are you doing things because they feel right or because you think they're right?
Okay.
Like this kind of thing. And in my personality type, there was this video about parkour, and the person was showing how different personalities would relate to parkour. And my personality type was like, I love this. This is amazing. I'm going to dedicate my life to this and create a community of people in a positive atmosphere doing parkour together. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm all about building community. To think of people out there without community and what they're doing, just like, it hurts. Like, how can you do it?
I know. I'm a little bit like that too. I'm very much an introvert, but when it comes to performing, I'm an extrovert, and I am always outspoken when it comes to working together with people and reaching common goals, etc. So
Mhm.
I'm 100% with you. Can I
One
just say
time,
I've noticed that your intro song to your vlogs is insanely good.
is it?
I love it. Yes, and you have a wonderful singing voice.
Oh, thanks.
I think it's awesome. And the message is also very, very how should I say this? It's very powerful. The message that it's the best vlog in the world, except for the ones that were even better. which which is or something like that, which
Yeah.
is very powerful. It's the best vlog in the world, but then it's very humbling too. And it's awesome. It's so sweet. And you
I
have
love
a
that.
wonderful singing voice. I noticed in your latest vlog.
Oh,
Wow,
thanks. I
it
love
was
to
huge.
sing. It's really, really cool to hear what means something to someone that I never would have thought. That just goes to show that we don't need to try hard, which is like, this is a little commercial for the conversation we're gonna have on your channel, where I talk
Yes.
about your channel. So we definitely are gonna do that, and it's gonna be so cool. But it's like just literally being ourselves and sharing out of what we have is enough, is just like, it's so cool. It feels amazing. It feels amazing to hear that this silly little song has meaning for you.
I think too much constantly. Like right now, I'm thinking John Eska is probably going to be really mad at me for showing my microphone in the shot. I keep.
You know,
um,
John
I,
Eska
I,
is mad at people who don't create. You can show your microphone all you
I
want.
know.
If you are
I
consistent in
know.
creating and don't let excuses get to you, he thinks you're great.
I know.
I
I really love the guy.
thought
You
he
know
would
that.
hate my vlogs. I thought he would think my vlogs
Really?
were the boringest thing. And then after we worked together, he watched a few of mine and he said, I loved this. This is so great. And I was like, what? But you said you hated vlogs. You made me insecure to even want to make them.
No Small Creators is an amazing community.
Mhm.
Hashtag No Small Creator. I think all creators should be there.
Totes. Totally. So we should do some impressions or accents or something.
Absolutely. I'm up for that.
Yes.
What do you have in mind?
Well, Melon, my precious.
That was awesome.
Taters? What's taters, precious?
Oh, potatoes? That was Sam answering back, but
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely precious.
Come on, keep going, keep going. I want to hear more. Oh, can you do the Gollum song when he eats the fish?
I don't remember the lyrics to that one.
Taste. I don't remember. Taste the best in the head. Wait. I accidentally
I'll
turned
just
my-
pretend to be Gollum being interviewed by you.
Oh, okay.
And you can be Gollum or Smeagol or whoever interviewing me back.
Okay.
It's really good to be here.
Do we trust the master, precious?
What master precious? I don't know any masters that could be around.
Your Gollum sounds much more like Yoda to me.
That's because I do a mean Yoda.
Okay, go ahead and do Yoda now.
Okay, there you go.
There's something very interesting.
That's so cool. And can you do any other start? Can you do the Chewbacca?
Not too good. I have a friend who really does that one.
Oh,
Yeah, because I don't have I had an operation when I was 5 and I had stuff removed from my throat, so I can't like gargle stuff in there as probably. But yeah, Chewbacca is probably my worst impression on Star Wars. But I can do many others. I can do like
Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
I still haven't
Okay.
watched any of the new Star Wars.
well, the films do watch them, but definitely do watch The Mandalorian
I
because
will.
that's when real stuff is happening now.
Nice.
Like two days ago, I was like, oh, yes, we're all 6 years old again. Thank you so much for this. Because the series probably ended. It was the last episode of season 2. That was so good.
But you know it's really good? Cobra
What?
Kai.
I have to watch that one. My sister was telling me about it last night, and you were telling me about it yesterday.
I didn't even watch any of the Karate Kid movies, and I love the show. I want to find out, how did you get into voice acting?
Okay, so the director on Rent and We Will Rock You was he was a teacher of mine during high school, and then he was our director in the alumni drama club. He was doing a little bit of voice acting in my hometown of Thessaloniki, which is up north. And he said, you have a nice voice. Why don't you come join me in the studio? Because they're always looking for new voices. Now he's not doing it anymore, but I am. And I got stuck with it because they liked me. They told me you probably need like a month or so to get prepared. But when they tried me out, they said, you're ready. You can begin tomorrow.
Whoa.
And I felt like that was a bit of a calling when they said that. So I
Yeah.
started doing commercials for small radio stations and small companies throughout my student years in the university. And that was like 3 hours per week on 3 separate days, 1 hour per day for several years. And then it was every day. And then these guys moved to Athens and they said, you can come over because there's going to be a lot of money for you here because you know how to do this now. At the time I went to London to study music theater, and I said, when I come back, I'm going to go to Athens, compose for musicals because I love songwriting and I love doing that. And at the same time, you know, I can make some living doing voice acting. And it turned up swallowing me whole because I loved it so much. And I tried music theater and I had very terrible experiences with professional theater. And I was like, you know what? I'm a family guy. I'm a home guy. I want to make a family. I want to get married and have time with my kids and wife and be at home. I don't want to spend endless unpaid rehearsals, spend time in endless unpaid rehearsals. So I was like, I don't want to do professional theater anymore. Maybe if I figure out, how to do that in my own terms and be happy with it later down the road, I can do that. So I stopped composing for some time. I was composing for commercials and theater work for others, but I wasn't acting in it. And I decided to just do voice acting, and it was a bit of a roller coaster after that. One thing led to another, and I'm a full-time voice actor. I've been doing it since 2002, and I've been in Athens since 2010.
Wow, what a story.
Doing
The
that
thing
full
that
time.
strikes me the most about that story is that with all of these experiences you've had that are so much more than the normal person has had, and the opportunities that you've had, you're such a humble person. And that's really cool.
Thank you, I guess.
It's so uncomfortable to be praised.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
feel
about
too comfortable
humility.
getting
I
praised.
always say of all my qualities, my humility is my best one.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
It comes very natural to me, this story, because it's not like, oh my God, I went to war and then I met this guy who took me, under his wing when I was really injured, and this is how it wasn't like that. It was just here's an opportunity, you can try it out. Oh yeah, that works for me. I can try that out. And it ended up working. And of course, there was a lot of other stuff that didn't work out for me in the process. I was singing in bars and little clubs in my hometown, for instance, but I didn't become a professional singer ever. Although I do that occasionally for commercials now. But yeah, my work is mostly commercials, and so voice acting for commercials, voiceovers, some character work, and I began composing again when I started doing my YouTube channel, because I had completely stopped composing even for commercials or films or theater a little bit just for friends. But composing has been really important in my life, and I was missing it so much. And I kind of started my YouTube channel in order to give that part of my creativity back, get it out, let it out into the world again. So that was my creative outlet. That's a little bit why my YouTube channel is such a mess right now.
We seriously have so much in common. Like, I had really missed acting the way that you'd missed composing. And I hadn't started my YouTube channel to bring acting back, but I had dabbled a little bit in it. Like Morton and I recorded a little skit that I wrote. A couple
You
of
and who?
And I actually wrote a play, and Morton performed it at a church function a couple summers ago. So that was a really exciting thing. It was to combine so many things I loved: writing, directing, because I really love, coming up with blocking, directing to the emotion of the lines and how to break them up and the flow of emotion. And one act, so there's two dramatic pieces on my channel. One is Hamlet, the to be or not to be speech, recorded after swimming in the ocean at 8 or 9 in the evening, sitting in the shower, just going for it. And
Hamlet in that situation?
sorry?
Is that the situation for your Hamlet monologue?
Yeah. I just finished
That is awesome.
swimming, and then I just sat soaking wet in the shower in my clothes. It just felt right, just sitting there, oblivious, but not to how uncomfortable I was, because I'm so in my head. It felt so good. The other piece is actually a thing I've never watched. I recorded an intro and an outro, and I uploaded it because it was too weird to watch it, because I got this idea for this improv piece of, I don't know how familiar you are with the Bible, but the story of Lazarus?
Yeah.
So the camera was Jesus, and I was Mary, the sister of Lazarus, yelling at Jesus for letting my brother die.
Okay. That is powerful. I need a link to that. I need the name of that video because I need to go back and watch it. I didn't know you back then, I think.
No, this is a long time ago. This was back in 2019 or something.
Okay, I didn't know you back then.
2 years. I've uploaded over 350 videos. It's so weird.
That is insane.
But I pushed myself really hard when I was in Covenant Players. It was my life. I put in so many hours. I know what it is to work without getting paid. I know what it is to push and push and push. And I needed something to fill that void. Like, being a mom is great, but it's not filling my intellectual, creative, psychological needs. So
I know what you're saying.
it never felt like work. It was just learning what I loved to do and putting this out there and connecting with people, having a voice again, because in Covenant Players, it was a community of people who cared what I had to say and cared about me as a person. And to suddenly, well, after the fog of being a twin mom to 2 infants, being a milk cow 24/7, after that fog kind of lifted, and I was like, I'm a person, and realizing that community wasn't there, and it was just sad. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pour my absolute heart and soul into YouTube.
I get it, 100%.
It means a lot.
One of the reasons I started, I mean, I needed an outlet, like I said, but the main reason why I started this is because my kids were growing older as well. And I was asking myself, who am I and what am I doing with my life? And of course, what will my kids, my kids know what I do. I am a voice actor, but what will they really have to remember me by? And what is my footprint going to be in the world? How are they going to be proud of their dad? Are they going to be like, okay, that chewing gum commercial? My dad voiced that. Is that going to be the footprint that they want to be proud of? Or should I, leave something behind that is going to make a possible bit of a difference at some point in anyone's life? Just a couple people, because voice acting is great, but what does it leave behind? I mean, my character work, I guess, can be okay in the movies that I've done.
There's the bread and the butter. Like, you pay the bills, you do what you have to do, and then there's what your heart wants to do, what your
Exactly.
spirit wants to do. And some videos I've loved, but I worked too hard on them, if that makes sense. I worried too much what people thought. I worried too much that, the No Small creators have really expensive equipment and B-roll, and I don't have equipment, but I can work harder on B-roll and recording B-roll that was all right. But, fitting this 2 sentences of pre-recorded text to the specific seconds of B-roll, wanting to make it all fit perfectly. It's just like, that's not how it's meant to be for me.
I know what you're saying.
It shouldn't be hard. This is just a little even more of a preview to our conversation that we'll have later.
Definitely.
It's supposed to be us. It's not supposed to be what we think other people want us to be.
So for the people watching out there, Kate is going to be very kind to give me feedback on my channel, and this is a conversation that's going to be happening on my channel, on a video on my side. And I'm really excited and looking forward to that. Because you've been very successful. Sorry, because you've been a really successful counselor and editor for others as well as, a creator yourself.
I just want to put it out there that I'm not like, I'm an expert YouTube guru. Because, yeah. I obviously have not gone viral. I'm not like, this is get rich quick schemes and 5 easy steps. This is just like, I'm an emotional person. I'm an emotional director. I'm not like, go stage right. I never use stage directions. I was like, you go to the window because you're trying to get away from everyone and take a breath, So it's the same with YouTube channels. It's like, it's an emotional thing that maybe is harder to find words for, and somebody else can give more practical advice.
But the only time that you and I spoke about my channel, which was like you asked a question on the group, and I answered, and then in very kind return, you started giving me advice on stuff that I needed help with, and you spent like 45 minutes talking to me about that. While I, on your initial question, we spent like 10 minutes, and I felt that you really knew what you were saying, and I love that so much, and I'm really looking forward to it. So you may declare that you are not a guru, but and I'm not mocking your accent. I'm just mimicking because that's part of acting. People, that's
And
actors do that,
yeah,
and they're not offended by it. So yeah, I think you can totally make a profession out of that, like 100%. You can do that professionally and get people to pay you for it.
Cool. So thanks so much for being here. It's been so fun. I think we managed to stay on
It's
track
been-
now and then.
We managed to stay on track with what?
Now and then, like.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was so much fun to be here too. And thank you so much for having me. It's very nice and sweet of you.
Link to my Lazarus video, screaming at Jesus.
Yes, send me the links or put them down in the description for anyone to see.
Yeah.
And also the guys, we mentioned some guys' channels, some people's channels.
Yeah,
Let me
like
try to be more
average Joe
politically
guy.
correct and inclusive. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can mention those. And
Cool.
we'll be following up with my channel at some point. So
Let's set a date for that.
stay tuned for that.
So
Awesome.
hugs.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day, Kate.
You too. See you on the YouTubes.
Yes. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm so excited to have this conversation with Aris. Did I say it right?
You said it perfectly, Aris. Yes.
Aris. Yes. I'm like so paranoid about saying names wrong. I'm Katie. My channel is called Epic Kate. If he's promoting this video, hi. And if you already know my channel, hi. And we are kindred spirits. We met through YouTube. We were both small YouTube.
Can we do this again, because I just had a huge accident.
What did
It's
you
not
do?
going to take
On your
long.
equipment?
Yeah, one of the mic stands just failed me and spilled coffee.
Should we put this in outtakes at the end?
Yeah, we can do that. But check this out.
Oh, you're so fancy.
Fancy? You call fancy equipment failing?
Well, it looks fancy.
Let me just get some kitchen paper because there's coffee all over the
Yeah, I get you.
equipment.
It's all good. This is the part of the show where I dance, I dance, I dance. Right, I should be getting my questions out like a smart person.
A mic fell. Can you believe that? That was $1,000 mic.
Oh, 1,000? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, God.
It didn't fall in the coffee, so it's okay.
My mic is 60 and I would cry if something happened to it.
We haven't done the nostrils.
We haven't. Okay, go ahead. Show me your interpretation of the nostrils of death.
Me first. I need to reach the camera. Wait.
Right, yeah. But you have to say nostrils of death as you go into it, like this. So you are talking normally and then you're like, wait, nostrils of death. It's all about the timing of the but I appreciated You really made mouths with your nostrils. That was impressive.
I'll try. Because my audio is not making me well enough.
Did you get coffee in there? Maybe your nostrils got a little too close.
And I have to say it while I'm closing in?
Yeah.
Okay. They're not that big. Nostrils of death.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Well, I'll try. You're an expert at this, but I did my best.